finally here. If you pre-ordered the Notgrass history, you've probably already got it in your mailbox or will have in the next couple days. I have been anxiously stalking my mailbox and my mailman. He was late today and I was like, had the door open ready for him to drop it off because I seen where it's supposed to be delivered. So I am so excited to finally see this in person because nobody's ever seen it before. It's brand spanking new, hot off the press, quite literally. And this is not the whole set. So if you pre-ordered it, you're going to get more in December. They're going to send out everything that you need then. And that's only because this is the pre-order. If you ordered in December, you could probably order it all. I'm demolishing this box. So this is just what the pre-order includes, what you pay for everything, and then they just ship it out when they get it ready. So they wanted it because they wanted people to use it this year. They didn't want them to have to wait till, you know, next year. Okay. All right, so that's that. Make sure that's everything. There's some extra packaging. Let me make sure there's nothing. Sometimes they tuck these in. Okay, so this is the our Star-Spangled Banner story, and it's an elementary American history curriculum by Notgrass, if you're not familiar with it already. And let's get inside and take a peek. So I love that I didn't even read if it was going to be hardback books, spiral bound. I really didn't even look. I just knew that I wanted it. So let's get in here and dig in. I hope you guys can see all right. I'm so excited that the sun is going down, so I hope that my lighting is okay, because I didn't want to wait for this till tomorrow. So this is part 1, and then we'll get part 2 in December. So I'm going to guess that this is like what has the information in it that you read about. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm in love with this, and I just opened it. Okay, let's just start with the cover. The cover is beautiful. As with any Notgrass history, everything is just, the illustrations and things are just so well made, and they have a lot of thought put into them. So this, let's see what, so let me show you this. This is a map of the United States, and it's got all these animals that are indigenous to the area: Cherokee, the Powhatan Indians, Wampanoag Indians, Cheyenne, the Sioux Indians, lots of this. This is America in 1492. So whenever white man discovered America is what I'm going to guess. This is how it was. So it shows the Indians and or the Native Americans and the animals that were living here. So this just tells you what comes with this, part 1 and part 2. The Star-Spangled Rhymes and Rhythm and Rhymes. So it's this, and we'll look at that in a minute. A Star-Spangled Timeline, and we will look at this in a minute. The Star-Spangled Student Notebook, and the Star-Spangled Answer Key and Literature Guide. I don't know where that's at. Okay. Plus a partial version of the Answer Key and Literature Guide for part 1 only. Okay, so it's here somewhere. So this tells you everything that you get as well. And this must be the partial literature guide. So we'll get all that in December, which is not a big deal. The way I plan to do our history, we probably won't get very far in December anyway. We'll just see. So it has 90 lessons, and it just talks about that. So, okay, so here says part 1. Dear student, dear parent, how to use our Star-Spangled Story. Unit 1, which is the first people coming to America. Kind of starts with that stuff. And then Unit 2 is, looks like John Eliot. Some things at Plymouth. Okay, we've got the Applegate family and the Oregon Trail. Andrew Jackson, blah, 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 George Washington and Mount Vernon. Blazing the Trails with Daniel Boone. Circuit Riders and Camp Meetings. Exploring West with Lewis and Clark. Give Me Liberty or Give Me Death. So that would probably be the Boston Tea Party. Natives, Traders, and Beavers in New France. I mean, my kids are going to love this. This is just right up their alley. So, it says, welcome to our Star-Spangled Story. American history is not something sitting closed up in a box or in a book far away and long gone. American history is a story, and you're in it. God is writing history every single day. He made you part of it. People have done a lot of living in this place called America. People built houses and planted crops. People explored places that weren't on a map. People sacrificed for what they believed right. People worshiped God and shared Jesus and others who didn't know him. People enjoyed happy dinners around their kitchen tables with their families. People gathered for celebrations. People comforted each other when they lost someone they loved, and people moved to new places to find better homes for their families. American history is a big story of people living their lives, facing problems, finding solutions, and working hard. America is a lot of little stories, funny stories, scary stories, stories of singing and dancing, stories of disagreement, and stories of working together. American history is about people. We hope you enjoy meeting people from American history in this book. We hope you learn from their stories. We still have a great deal of work to do in our country, victories to celebrate, problems to overcome, people to help, and faith to share. We pray you will bring glory to God in your own part of the American history. Charlene Notgrass, Bethany Moore, and Mary Evelyn McCurdy. So, I wanted to read that. I didn't want to read a whole lot that's in these books because I want you to do that on your own or whenever I do the review. But that would just kind of give you an idea of just the morals and what they really want you to get from this curriculum. So let's just kind of look. That's how to use it. This is more about things about, what you'll need and how much time you need to spend. How can you use it with multiple ages? So here's Unit 1. And this is how it's set up. The whole book, look, it's so illustrated. And it includes just the information you need. I wish they had science. I really wish they had science curriculum. Okay, so it's so pretty. Home and follow. So you don't have to really go searching for stuff. And there's even all these other books that you're going to use. So here's the 13 colonies. You can get lots of inspiration for art in these. Okay, I'm not going to flip through the whole thing, but let's see. Let me see what I can find. So here's another one. Happy 100th birthday, America, in 1876. So you go from this in the beginning in 1492 to here. So that's something. Oh, I see some crafts in here and things that they can do. I really like how the it has lesson activities, then review questions, and then hands-on history ideas. So this one is like not even a thing you have to do, but you can pretend you are the President of the United States. Who would you invite to the White House, and what would you try to improve in our county? So you can, a country, you can kind of act out that, and then you can build blocks, use building blocks to build fancy gardens with fences, gazebos, and stuff like that. So, oh look, here's like all kinds of, like, the crafts and everything are in here. And then you can choose to do whatever you want. So here's another, like, end of a lesson, and it has this over here. So I really, really, really like that. I love how it's really broken down into sections, so you're not just reading straight line for line for line. It is broken down into sections, so you know, if you need to stop or you need to discuss something, you know to stop so you can move on. So I really, really like that. Love this. I mean, I love that it mixes real pictures with, like, illustrated pictures that have been drawn. So I really love that. Okay, let's move on to another book, because we know this one's great, and we're going to have another one of these in December for part 2 that's going to continue. Let's look at the student workbook. So it is not hardback. It's the only paperback that is here. So this is just, looks like it's going to have, let's see, review. Okay, so this has review in it too. And it looks like it has something for every lesson. So a lot of them that I'm seeing have these. If you were president, how would you want your office to be decorated? That wasn't the same one. Color these War of 1812 reenactors. Here's another one. Draw people talking and listening to each other, trying to settle a disagreement. So it really makes kids, like, especially their art, kind of think out of the box. Here's some just questions, review questions. I really like that they're easy to, it's actually, you know, draw a line thing. I really like that setup because it works well for younger and older kids. They both learn from that. So here's a draw picture of a child working in a victory garden. Color this World War II poster created by the government. So lots of cool things. Nothing overwhelming or anything like that. Just really, really simple, fun stuff. Okay. So now let's look at the timeline book. This was one of my most anticipated parts of this curriculum, and I just hit it in my face. And I didn't quite realize it whenever I was looking at part 1, but part 2 must go all the way to 2018. So it starts at, like, year 1000, whatever, 1492 or whatever it was. And then it goes all the way to 2018. And it's really, I mean, that's really, really neat. I'm wondering if this wasn't what they was kind of held up on because they did want to include this. But I really like that. I really like that my kids are going to learn current events or things that happened when I was a child too. Not just the Pilgrims and coming to America and discovering America and wars. They're going to touch on a little bit, which is exactly what elementary school kids need. They don't need to go in depth and do these huge dig deep down studies of certain things. They just need a touch of everything. That is one reason why we stopped using Apologia as a main curriculum. I love Apologia and it is beautiful, and but it's just too much for 1 year. We can hit on it multiple times. I would suggest even buying the whole Apologia line if you like Apologia. This is not Apologia, but buying that whole line and just pulling from it. But what I like about this is it's just simple. It keeps it simple. It's a short lesson. It's a little snippet of history. That's all they're going to remember at this age. And they can just enjoy history and enjoy learning things. And if they forget something, it's not like they're going to be quizzed on it when they're 30 years old or something. So they can always come back and say, okay, I was really interested in the World War II or the Gulf War, or, you know, maybe they had a family member in it, or I really liked the story about the Boston Tea Party. Can we learn more about that? So this just gives them just enough to where they learn and lets them just kind of learn American history. I mean, that's That's it. They learn about where they're from, the country that they live in. So really, really like this. I'm trying to see some of my favorite stories. So it's got like the Wright brothers. The U.S. population reaches 100 million. That was in 1915. See, I didn't know that, guys. I'm gonna learn stuff in here. Coal mining. Cleopatra visits to Europe. Oh, there's some funny stuff. Okay, I'm not gonna spoil all this because it would just be okay. President Nixon resigns. See, that's stuff that kids would never know. Homeschool becomes legal in all 50 states in 1993. I love that they included that little thing on the timeline. So I think that the kids will enjoy getting there. And then, of course, the eclipse that happened last year. President Trump, when he became president. I think it has when every president became president. And then the last story is Peggy Whitson retires after a total of 665 days in space. Homeschooled Jamie Herrera Butler enters U.S. Congress. Look, there is a homeschooler in Congress, y'all. I mean, I'm sure there is more out there doing amazing things, but I mean, I just love that they included stuff like that. My fall decorations are falling at me. So my table is covered with DIY stuff. I've got brown paper on here to protect it. Okay, this is the Star-Spangled Rhythm and Rhymes, and I'll just go through this really quickly. This, let me glance through it really quickly. Okay, so this looks like it's just got the songs, just some songs. Well, there's the index. Okay, so here's the songs, and in the back here, it's got some illustrations, not many. In the back here, it has the CD. So this goes along with, I'm pretty sure like every lesson has a song to go through. It says, as you go through this book, you will see a track number under each title. That tells you which track to listen to on the CD in the back of this book. Okay, some folk songs, some poems, some dances. So here's a dance, and it tells you the way that dance was, how you do that dance. Hawaiian Nation. When Johnny comes marching home. Lots of fun stuff. I took American, Appalachian Culture in chorus. It was a chorus class, Appalachian Culture, and in high school, and we did the most beautiful musical, and we got to sing some of those old songs that was, very folk songs and things like that, and it was one of the best memories that I have from my school years. So I'm really glad that they included those. So that's it, guys. This beautiful curriculum. I will leave the link in the information below. I'm just really tongue-tied. I've got to get supper done and get ready for church. But be on the lookout for a review from this probably in about a month. Maybe 2 weeks I'll kind of check in, and then in about a month I'll sit down and do, once we've got a few lessons under our belt, and tell you how we are liking it. But I don't anticipate us not liking this curriculum. So I hope you guys have a great day. Don't forget to hit subscribe to keep up with me and my family, and God bless.